Hello everyone, and welcome back to Cotswold Bees. Welcome back for the first time in a long time. It seems ages since we've made a video, and that's probably because it is. As many of you know, I've unfortunately been a poorly boy for quite some time now, and those of you who sent messages of goodwill and a speedy recovery, thank you very much. They were much appreciated. Unfortunately, I'm still not back to 100% or anything like it, but I am much better, and we can start making videos again, and we can start doing some bit more beekeeping. I've been fortunate while things have been difficult in that a couple of people have really helped me out, and my gratitude to them. How are we going to go forward? Unfortunately, we've got to change the way in which Cotswold Bees operates. So no longer are we going to be a full-blown commercial honey producing operation. We're going to concentrate much more on the hobby beekeeper. Yes, we're still going to be producing honey, and yes, we're still going to be specialising in comb honey, and in particular borage honey and Phacelia honey. And we've managed to actually produce a reasonable amount of that this year, and you can see some of it behind me, and that will be available on the website for anybody who wants to buy some very soon. One of the things we've had to do as a result of me being poorly is dramatically reduce the number of hives. So we've gone down from about 120 hives down to just over 50, and from 5 apiary sites down to 3. We've still got our teaching apiary, in fact our brand new teaching apiary at Batsford Arboretum, and we've been holding courses there this year. So we've got through those, and I think everybody's had a good time. They all seem to have done, the feedback's been brilliant. And we've got plenty of people booked already for 2025. So if you want to come along to one of our courses, again, details are on the website. The one thing that definitely hasn't changed is we've still got cake. And cake is vital to anyone recovering. Here's a piece of cake. Strangely enough, not Carol's. This is my father-in-law's cake. And he is definitely proof that tea and cake keeps you going. So my father-in-law was 96 a couple of weeks ago, and this is the bread pudding that he made, and I'm really enjoying this with my tea now, and I'm sure that is a major contributor to any recovery. The next video we're going to make is going to be back towards beekeeping. We're going to look at the importance of ivy for bees in the winter. And I know we're starting making videos again at the wrong time of year, but you can't choose these things. That's just the way it is. Bees require a lot of food going into the winter, and we're going to be looking at where they get it. I know we can feed our bees artificially, and if we need to, of course, that's really important, and we must do that. But if we can actually supply them with enough of their own honey, that's so much better for them. Then as we move into winter, we'll be looking at actually putting our bees away for winter. I know it's the second week of October as we actually make this video or publish this video, but my bees are still flying incredibly well. The borage is still in flower. Even a little bit of the Phacelia is still in flower. They're still bringing in lots of honey that's usable and harvestable. So I've delayed Varroa treatments, and I'll be making those Varroa treatments later in the season. One of the things that's really affected beekeeping over the last certainly 10 years is climate change. Many of the things that I did in my beekeeping 10 years ago I don't do now, and many of the things that I do now I wouldn't have done 10 years ago. As beekeepers, we've got to keep up with that. Whether you believe in man-made climate change or not is totally irrelevant. The climate is definitely changing. It's having significant effects on our bees. Winters in the UK are a lot milder than they used to be. The bees haven't really adapted to that. But what we are seeing is queens living a lot shorter lives. They're laying through the winter. And that affects the way in which we treat for Varroa. So I don't use oxalic acid anymore, for example. Oxalic acid is great, but it kills brood. When we started using that, we didn't have brood during the winter, so it was ideal. Now in many cases we've got brood going all through the winter. Again, 10 years ago we had much smaller colonies. Now we've got big colonies going through the winter. Big colonies require lots of stores. Lots of stores require lots of gathering on their behalf. And the problem is they can't gather honey during the winter or they can't gather nectar during the winter because there isn't any. So we've got to support them in that way. It's more and more important that we support our bees. Some things are getting better. Many people I've been talking to this year say they've had a very good year as far as Varroa is concerned. They haven't had a lot of Varroa. That doesn't mean there won't be a lot of Varroa in the future. That doesn't mean we won't have a bad winter. We still need to treat for it. But we need to do things maybe slightly differently depending on where we are in the UK. If you're in an area where all the flowers are pretty much finished apart from the ivy, you'll probably already have treated for Varroa and you'll be saying, what on earth is he talking about? But here in the North Cotswolds, where we're actually growing borage and phacelia specifically for the bees, it's still in flower. And in fact, one of the fields that had actually been cut, it's all coming back now, and within a couple of weeks it'll be in flower again. If we get a mild period, the bees will be able to bring in lots more nectar and they'll convert that into honey. So everything's changing. Everything's changing here at Cotswold Bees, everything's changing out there in the environment, and we've just got to make the best of it. That's the way it goes. A couple of other things that have changed while we've been away. We now have our regular newsletter, and that goes out to over 600 of you, and thank you very much for those of you who subscribed. 2 subscriptions, there's a free subscription, and also if you want to support us, you can take out a paid subscription. If you want to subscribe to that newsletter, which comes out every 2 weeks, and you're not already a subscriber, please pop over using the link below and just subscribe, and it'll appear in your inbox every couple of weeks. We also have to change the way in which we're earning money. So one of the things we have is if you want to actually support us financially, then we have a Buy Me a Coffee account. And of course, coffee goes really well with cake. So if you want to support my cake eating activities, then please, again, if you want to subscribe, pop over to our Buy Me a Coffee account, and the link again is in the description below. If you do that, thank you very much. We're very grateful to you. If you don't feel you want to or you're not able to, don't worry. The videos will still be free. The 2 out of the 3 newsletters every month will also be free. So we're providing a lot of free content still. So that's a brief summary of where we are and where things are going to be with regard to Cotswold Bees. It's all changed, but we're back on YouTube, we're back making videos, and you should see a video come out roughly every couple of weeks. So thanks very much for your support, and until we see you in a couple of weeks' time talking about ivy and bees bringing in honey, then thanks again for watching. Please subscribe if you're not already subscribed to us. It does help us with the numbers. And our biggest video now has been watched over 2 million times. So for all of you who are watching our videos, thank you very much. It really does help us. So until next time, cheers from the old drone, and look forward to seeing you in a couple of weeks' time. Thanks. Bye now.